Alright, percents. Seems like a fairly easy concept. However, there's a little bit more to it. Percents affect our everyday lives. Every time you go shopping, think of sales tax, that's a percent. That's always added on to the cost of whatever it is we're buying. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at how do I go from percents into decimal and decimal into percent. So first of all, we need to remember what percent means. Well, percent means out of 100. So for example, if 20% of the population is left-handed, this means that out of every 100 people, 20 are left-handed. So how many are right-handed? So the way we have to look at it is if your total was 100 people, and we know that your left-handed people were 20 of them, then to find my right-handed people means I have to take 100 minus 20, which gives you 80. Therefore, we know that 80 out of 100 people are right-handed. Well, here is that famous phrase, out of 100. So 80 out of 100 means 80% are right-handed. Okay? So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at how do we change percents in different forms, whole number, fraction, or decimal, into an actual decimal itself. Now, the biggest thing that you have to just simply remember is this, is that in order to change a percent, you just simply have to divide that percent by 100. And your shortcut would be to simply move 2 decimal places to the left. So that is what you have to remember about changing into a decimal, is you divide by 100. So here I have 4%. I'm going to divide that by 100%, and this is going to give me 0.04. Now that's using the division. The shortcut says move the decimal 2 places to the left. So if I start with 4%, I have a decimal point here that's just assumed. If I move it to the left, it means I'm going to go 1 place here, 1 place here. And wherever you have a blank spot is what you have to do is you input a 0. So this becomes 0.04. Okay, so that's how moving the decimal point works. Now here I have 9 1/8. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to go from my mixed to the improper. So I have 93 1/8. So to change that, again, is going to say bottom times the big number plus the top all over the bottom. So this is going to end up being 745 over 8. Now once we do that, this is still a percent, so now we can go ahead and work with this. So we have 745 over 8% that we are going to divide by 100%. Well, our division rules say keep the top, so 745 over 8% multiply by the reciprocal of the bottom, so 1 over 100% is going to set this up so that we have 745 over 800. When we divide that out, we're going to get our decimal, and in this case you're going to end up with 0.93125, and that would be our decimal answer. So this is what we are looking for right here. Now, last we have a percentage point here. So this would be the 0.7%. We're going to divide that by 100%. Again, if you remember, we can simply move our decimal places spot 2 places. So we would start it, we would go here's 1, here's 2. So this would give us 0.007 as being your decimal answer. So that is what you need to do to go from a percent into a decimal. Well, what if we want to go from a decimal into a percent? Then to do that says we have to do the opposite. So here we would change a decimal to a percent. You would multiply the decimal by 100. The shortcut would be to move to the right. And then don't forget to add your percent sign. So here I have 0.6. So 0.6, I would take that 0.6, multiply by my 100%, and that is going to give me 60%. However, remember, I can simply move my decimal. So I would take it, and this goes 1, move it again, 2, and then wherever you have a blank, you still have to input your 0. So that's how we get 60. And then don't forget to slap your percent sign on it. Let's look at another. So I have 9.15, and I'm going to multiply by my 100%. Move my decimal place 2 places, and I get 915%. Again, if we looked at it, we would move my decimal place once and twice to give you 915. Okay. Last but not least, here I have 2 times 100% gives me 200%. Okay, or move your decimal place twice to the right and you get 200. So that is everything you need to know to get started about going back and forth between decimals and percents. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, be sure to relax, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you next time.